came out when I saw you coming.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I'm going to the US WestJet, but
Wonderful.
it's US, so
Excellent.
that's the far end.
International. I will make sure you get there, sir.
You're very bright and happy this morning.
I try to tone it down, I promise.
You've been up all night?
No. I woke up around, well, I started work around 4 o'clock. So, I've been up for a little bit now. My name is Biniam, by the way.
I'm Raymond.
Nice
But
to
we know
meet
that.
you. I do know that. Yes, I saw that on here.
So is this a decent trip first thing in the morning?
Yes, it is.
Please use your
Yes, there's
seatbelt
quite a
for
few
your safety.
who are doing either day trips, you know, for business, or there's folks who are finishing a shift or starting a shift at warehouses. So morning can be quite active as well. So that's good. Raymond, just want to give you a quick update here. I do something unusual in my Uber. In the morning, I like to do my opera warm-up. So if I just spontaneously break into that mid-conversation, don't think it's unusual. I'm kidding, I don't do any such thing. But I do a live stream on in my Uber, just as a way of sharing great experiences I have along the way.
Cool.
Yeah, so I wanted you to know, so you don't say things sort of like that are personal or whatever, without knowing.
That's kind of clever.
Why, thank you. It's taken some thinking through. I usually enjoy creating videos, but I thought live streaming would be a really neat way of doing it. I just had to figure out how to do so while maintaining the privacy of my riders as well, and so
That's actually quite interesting.
I thought so as well. Are you heading back home today?
Well, I'm heading back to my winter home,
Ooh,
which is in Palm Springs. I'm from Salmon Arm, British Columbia.
I grew up in Kamloops.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
like the
so-
area.
I know the area quite well. So you spend summer here?
I spent summer in British Columbia,
Yes.
in the shoe swap,
Yes.
and then October to early April, I went down to actually Palm Desert.
Okay. How did you discover Salmon Arm? It's a very beautiful spot, but also very.
It's nice. It's
It is
interesting in the summer. It's full of people from Calgary.
Oh, I see. It is a hot spot that way, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, the shoe shop in general.
5 hours away, that's why I think.
I see.
We have the biggest lake in British Columbia, so it's a good summer spot.
It is ideal that way. You know, when I tell people I'm from BC or I grew up in BC, their mind automatically goes into the reference mode of Vancouver,
Right.
and they extrapolate that the whole province is as lovely as Vancouver's temperature is.
I like Kamloops. It's an interesting city. It's actually quite industrial.
Yeah,
I guess it used to be a cattle town.
once upon a time.
Yeah, I think that was that's where the railroad was. I think that's where the stockyards were. It was the main cattle place for all the farms and the shoe swap. and Thompson.
Okay. That railroad still is pretty prominent going through there,
Oh, it's
isn't it?
huge.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of the Rocky Mountain Rail Tours.
Yep. I
Yeah.
had a friend who worked on it for a few years.
Okay. That I've heard some raving reviews about the experience. It's quite expensive, but if you're able to go on there, my goodness, I heard it's.
I actually quite like driving through it.
Okay.
I think I would
You prefer that one?
prefer that.
I guess the intrigue there is I've driven through it, but the railway usually has a different point of view
Yeah.
of the beauty in that area as well. So
Well, my wife wants us to take the railroad across Canada,
oh, okay,
go all the way to Halifax.
that would be amazing. How long would that venture be, do you think?
I think it's 4 days to Toronto and another 2 days to Halifax.
From the west coast, 4 days.
Yes.
Wow. So they go
You
day
get
and
a,
night.
you get a
eh?
sleeper,
Yes. Okay.
but it's not cheap. It's about $5,000.
One way.
Yes, yeah, we fly back.
That would be.
That's so-called, I guess, first class with your own sleeper and
Yeah. I guess that means it also goes through the night as well too.
Well, I think the worst bit would be going through Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Winnipeg, which has been
Flat.
1,000 miles flat.
You know, it would be neat if they could swing that railroad through the northern part of Saskatchewan, because that is some beautiful country
is,
there.
yes.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but
No,
I
I've
spent-
only been to Regina and Saskatoon a couple of times.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had the chance to spend a few years up in northern Saskatchewan, and I'll tell you, even some of the most. I think the Shuswap is gorgeous. It doesn't compare to these lakes in northern Saskatchewan.
But it's cold in the winter.
Oh, it is cold in the winter. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, this place, I got on the plane in Palm Springs on Saturday. It was plus 22. I arrived here with the wind chill. It was minus 22.
Oh, what a contrast.
44 degrees.
Oh my goodness. Needless to say, it's a lovely option you have so that you can transplant yourself, basically, right? That's a brilliant option.
Well, today should be interesting at the airport. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I suspect it will be crowded.
My goodness.
Which is why I'm getting there nice and early.
This is like the biggest event of the year, right? Thanksgiving, or
In the States, it's bigger than Christmas.
It's bigger than Christmas. That's amazing. And it's bigger by way of like people being
moving.
Okay. Just to be with family and so on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more important to be with your family at Thanksgiving than it is at Christmas. So it's a huge number of people.
Commuting.
As I understand it, there's a massive storm in northeast,
Oh,
which
okay.
is disrupting all the US traffic.
Oh my, okay.
But everything should be calm here.
Could you imagine being the one who is trying to organize and coordinate around those unexpected circumstances, you know, like the storm or such
I think there'll be
disruptions?
people that won't get there.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, I hope for their sake they can contrast the disappointment of not being with their family with their safety as well. Like, that they're still intact, right?
Do you do this full time or do you have another job?
Raymond, this is my full-time commitment.
Sorry?
This is my full-time commitment here.
Okay.
Yeah, I started about 5 years ago.
Yeah. You make a good living?
Yes. Yeah. It really depends where you're at in the, like, when I'm asked by others who are aspiring maybe to, or considering, I tell them it's really important to consider where you're at. If I were doing this, say, in Kamloops, I probably wouldn't make as much because it's too small, right?
I don't even know if they have Uber in Canada.
They don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. It's
I
too
think
small.
some in Kelowna,
Really?
some in Vancouver, that's about
Really?
it.
Okay, I did not know that. I know BC was a little late to the game that way. But like even here, for example, in Red Deer, they have Uber there, but it's too small to make that your sole source, right? The demands of the community aren't so great that they can accommodate sustaining. But here in Calgary, it's a good sized city. It's sprawling. There's a necessity for people to travel, you know, or find transportation, and so
I would be lost without Uber.
it's really, it works well here in the city, I would say.
Speed at red light camera in 100 meters. Speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
The traffic is light this morning.
It's quite lovely that way, isn't it, when it's fluid? Yeah, yesterday was probably the first clear day in a week and a half there after snow and cloud, and you experienced quite a bit of that. Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah.
Today will be the same. It'll be good flying weather, which is all that I'm interested in.
That is lovely. I remember driving up to the airport on those snowy days
Yeah.
and thinking, here we are, it's snowing, it's foggy, you can barely see outside, and yet they've figured out how to fly and land these planes in the midst of these kind of circumstances, and I was just in such awe. Like,
Is this car all-wheel drive?
it is all-wheel drive.
You wouldn't want to not have that.
Absolutely. I've been thinking so much about those who don't have all-wheel drive and who are trying to navigate, and especially some of the side streets where they haven't plowed. It is, that would be a challenge. But no, it's all-wheel drive, and I'm so grateful for it. Like, so grateful.
My daughter had one of these.
Okay.
This must be a bit of an old car, isn't it?
This one, I guess so. It's 2017.
It's still going.
It is. It is. It's a journey.
Yeah.
No, it's quite practical, and I'm really grateful for it.
How many miles on it?
Currently about 160,000.
How much?
160.
Oh, any problems with it?
I've had a few things that I've had to touch up on, like the sway bars underneath.
Right.
What
The
else?
engine's been good.
It has been. Yeah. It's been good. After history, where, do you remember once upon a time, Raymond, when not all vehicles on the road were roadworthy? There was a lot of older vehicles. You saw a lot of folks on the side of the road, pouring water into the radiator, that kind of dynamic. Do you remember those days?
Yes.
After those days, I'm often reflecting with gratitude how nice it is to have a vehicle that doesn't have those concurrent issues.
Well, I was brought up in Britain, and in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
there was no such thing as a reliable car. And interestingly, there was no such thing as a warranty.
Oh my goodness.
You
Okay.
got maybe 90 days.
Wow. Okay.
And after that, you're on your own.
You're on your own then. But then back then, those engines were a lot more accessible for people to work on. Those were, handy with their hands, and
So there was no
computer
system.
glitching.
Everything was just
mechanical.
mechanical and mechanical, electrical.
Yep. I remember
Just
that.
not reliable.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never know if you could complete a journey.
Yep. I hear you.
I mean, nowadays, my current car's got a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty.
5 years, eh?
So,
Are you in retirement season now?
I'm sorry?
Are you in retirement season?
Meant to be, but no.
Okay.
I work less than I did, but I'm still working. I'm not sure what else I would do.
Yeah. I've met so many farmers in Saskatchewan who have the same sort of perspective. It's just they just want to keep working, right? That's the life they know. So I get it.
I think we're generally a lot healthier, older, and so a lot of retirements. I'm a doctor.
Okay.
When I was training in the 70s,
Yeah.
I mean, you were old at 65, but you were lucky to make another few years.
Yeah.
And a lot of people retired simply because they had to.
Yeah.
Now people work into their 80s if they're fortunate enough to have a job they can do that with.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Did you begin practicing when you were in the UK,
Yes.
and then you
Came here
transitioned?
in 85.
And they didn't give you any brief about transferring your practice from there here, eh?
Oh, I had lots of grief. I had to retake the exams.
Oh, you did too then, eh? I still meet many.
I was actually a professor at UBC
Okay.
taking my specialist exams with the people I was teaching,
Wow.
which is actually quite funny.
That is quite funny and ironic.
And when they read the results out at
Yeah.
the specialist thing, they took me out of the room.
Okay.
So everybody thought, including me, I must have failed.
Yeah.
They just took me into the examiner's room and gave me a drink. And then said, congratulations, you passed.
Uh-huh.
But you're one of us now, so give me a nice drink.
Welcome to the league, yes.
And I remember that it was 87,
Okay.
and it was the game that Gretzky and the Oilers won the Stanley Cup
Oh, wow.
that night.
Wow.
So we all celebrated getting our specialist qualification.
That is quite a
With
celebration.
everybody celebrating the Oilers' victory.
Oh my
It was actually quite a
goodness.
special night.
That is really neat.
I don't remember much about it.
It was a good night then, eh? Huh. That was the year prior to the one when my family immigrated to Canada, so
From,
I grew up in Kenya.
okay,
Yeah. Grew up in Kenya, but I was born in Ethiopia.
okay.
Yeah. What did you specialize in your practice?
Psychiatry,
Oh, no
But-
way.
but-
Yeah.
particularly
Yeah.
psychiatry of motor vehicle accidents. So I do a lot of brain injury stuff.
Really? Fascinating.
I'm
That's,
not terribly interested in people's psychological problems.
that's a unique access point, isn't it?
It's uncommon. There's not many people in
Yeah.
Canada who do it.
Okay.
One of the reasons I'm in Calgary is
Yeah.
because there's nobody in nobody in Alberta who does what I do.
I see. So they enlisted your services.
I do a lot of medical legal work with lawyers here
Gotcha.
with accidents.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how many of the victims of accidents cannot get medical help.
Oh.
There just aren't enough doctors.
Really?
Yeah. And the ones they do get don't seem to understand the specifics of what happens in an accident.
Yeah. So, what do you know that most people don't know of what happens in the process of?
What I know that most people don't know is how easy it is to get a concussion, a brain injury in an accident,
Yeah.
and the kind of consequences of that.
Right.
And it's, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
if you're in an accident and go to an emergency department,
Yeah.
they're more interested in do you have a broken bone, are you
Right.
bleeding?
Right.
Right? They're not terribly interested in whether you've had a concussion or not,
Which is
because
internal.
typically that won't kill you. And so it tends to get missed.
I see. I see. That's challenging.
And some people recover very well, and other
Yeah.
people never work again.
I've definitely met many people who have been through an accident that has impacted them so adversely, like long term, you know, because of the internal. But yeah, they just kind of, I guess, say this is part of the landscape now.
Well, the insurance companies don't believe them. You know, and quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, in BC now we have the no fault, which is terrible, and it's coming to you guys.
I just heard about this from another
And
insurance
what it really
guy.
means is no care.
Right.
They, if the insurance company decides you're not particularly injured, you can't sue anybody. So that's it, you're done. A terrible thing.
Yeah. I've heard this coming in here.
2027, they want to bring it in.
I see. Huh. And once those decisions have been made, it's sort of a one-course progression, regardless of input externally.
Yes, I mean,
yeah.
they'll fix your car, and it's not you.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, we're here pretty quickly.
We are, yes.
That's good.
Yeah. I'd like to take credit for it, but traffic was also
Oh,
part
the driving was good too.
Thank you.
No
I appreciate,
complaints.
I appreciate that. Sometimes people will say as they're leaving, and as we're parting company, they'll say things like "drive safely," and I'll say, "I'll start doing that now that you've told me." Until now, I was just up for question there, but okay.
Who the hell's Porter Airlines? Is that,
That's Flair.
oh,
Flair option there with Canada, with Air Canada. There we are. That's the sort of budget-friendly option.
cheap.
Yes. Yeah.
There was an airline in Britain called
Yeah.
Ryanair, which is also inexpensive.
Okay.
And last April,
Yeah.
it sent out this notice that they were going to charge people to go to the bathroom.
What?
And there was a massive,
My goodness.
yeah, and people forgot to look at the date of the announcement, which was April the 1st.
Oh, well done. I would have fallen for that.
Oh, okay, what have we got now? A gate change. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't care.
Still the same sort of
Still the
hemisphere.
same thing, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. April Fool's is one of those days that always I forget to prepare for, and I only realize in the aftermath.
Anywhere here will
Miss
be
on-
fine.
Anywhere here? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Gotta walk anyway.
Okay. Raymond, I enjoyed your company.
Likewise.
I hope we have the pleasure again. Sometimes I get my bag.
I think you should drive like a madman.
I will say this is as good as learning for my job that I make. What a funny guy. I see you, Karina. I'm so thrilled to see you. How are you? Nice to reconnect again. I'm back. What else? Dangles. I'm gonna, I think, put you on permanent ban there because your contributions are rarely encouraging. But Karina, so good to see you, my dear. I'm gonna close this trip. That was a lot of fun. So much fun. Let me just make sure I'm catching up with all my messages here. What am I missing? Not much. Okay, that's good. We are good to go. My next reservation is at 7:30. Currently the time is 6 o'clock, so about an hour and a half away. I imagine I'll probably get some other rides coming in the meantime. But until then, yeah, let me sign off. I just realized mid-ride, I usually like to have the light on so you guys can see me, so I'm at least lit. And I forgot to do that. So this video in the company of Raymond, who is a stellar company, and wasn't he fun? Like I enjoyed conversing with him. Regardless, yeah, it'll be a dark video as in there wasn't good lighting, but hopefully that still is engaging enough for y'all to enjoy. But I will see you all on the next live stream. Thank you for watching. If you watched the live stream, and thank you for signing or watching the recording, if that is where I find you. Bye.